My name is Kevin. I'm an average office worker, the kind you can find anywhere. I was dragged into a big divorce drama 2 years ago. It was around the time my wife Jennifer gave birth. If you and I are both type A, how is our daughter's blood type B? There must be some sort of mistake. I haven't done anything wrong. But on the birth certificate, it clearly says that her blood type is B. Are you saying the doctor made a mistake? Yeah, it must be that. There must be some sort of mistake. They must have accidentally written some other baby's blood type. What kind of a lie is that? Why don't we get a blood test? While we're at it, let's get a DNA test as well. Wait, there's no need to go that far. If you haven't done anything wrong, it doesn't matter, does it? I don't want to listen to any excuses, so just wait quietly until the test results are out. I'm sure you can guess already, but the results of the DNA test were bad. It was proven that I was not the father of the baby Jennifer gave birth to, and that Jennifer had an affair. At the time, I was living together with my in-laws in their home, so when I found out about Jennifer's affair, I had to move out and find a new apartment for myself. Jennifer was against me moving out, but I didn't want to hear anything from her about it. Please forgive me. If I don't have you, I will go bankrupt. You reap what you sow. You took out loans to give that guy money and gifts, and even got pregnant with his child. Okay, I will send the baby to foster care. If I do that, there won't be any problems. What are you even saying, you idiot? If you do that, I will never forgive you. You have no right to be a mother. We will take care of that child. We will cut off all ties with you, so leave this house. I don't consider you my daughter anymore. Don't ever step in this house again. Sorry to say, but it seems like no one here is on your side. I also never want to see your face again. If you have anything to say to me from now on, talk to my lawyer. Wait, Kevin! For a week after this, my wife was peaceful. Around that time was my work's busiest season, so I didn't have time to speak to Jennifer about our divorce. But now I regret not taking time off work to end the drama before it began. Jennifer turned out to be more obsessed with me than I expected. It was late at night, on the 8th day since I had begun living apart from Jennifer. I was so busy with work that day that I didn't make it home until past midnight. Exhausted, I stood at my apartment's front door and noticed something was wrong. No one was supposed to be there, but there was a light on inside. And even though I had locked the door when I left the house that morning, when I turned the doorknob, it was unlocked. I double-checked that I was at the right apartment. It was definitely mine. As slowly and quietly as possible, I opened the door and peeked inside. From inside, I heard the clinking of plates being moved around, and someone humming. Kevin still isn't home. I was shocked. I had never given Jennifer a key to my apartment, but it was definitely her inside, and without even feeling like she was doing something weird or wrong, she was smiling and humming like she belonged there. I felt like I was in a horror movie. I quickly called Jennifer's parents, but made sure to be quiet so that she wouldn't notice. Within 30 minutes, Jennifer's parents came and met me outside of my apartment, where I had been waiting and shivering in the cold. They seemed very worried. Both their faces were pale. I'm really sorry about this. We should have kept a closer eye on her. I am certain that she went to her bedroom after we finished eating dinner, but then she disappeared. I'm sure you two didn't imagine Jennifer would do this. Can you help me get her out of my apartment? I want to keep things as civil as possible, so she doesn't get too upset. Got it. I will try to stay as level-headed as possible. What is Jennifer even thinking? She's acting so out of ordinary, it's almost a bit scary. Though I had prepared myself for a big battle, Jennifer surprisingly listened to her parents and quietly left my apartment. What worried me is that she seemed completely unfazed, even after she saw her parents. I felt like she didn't actually feel bad for what she had done. I thought that Kevin and I could have dinner together for the first time in a while. Well, fine. There'll be other chances. Jennifer's final words as she left made me shudder. I realized that she planned on coming back. Jennifer had arranged hamburger steaks and cream stew on the dining table, which was a meal we had eaten countless times when we lived together. I ended up having to move 4 times. Each time, I would try to leave as little traces as possible so that Jennifer wouldn't find out where I had moved, but every time she found me and entered my house while I wasn't at home. I considered contacting the police, but I didn't want to cause even more trouble for my in-laws, and I also worried that she could get violent, so every time she would appear at my house, I would call her parents, and they would come to pick her up. The third time I had moved, I began to get suspicious. How did Jennifer keep finding out where I lived? Further, she never broke any windows or anything, so how did she enter my apartment so easily? Jennifer seemed to have duplicates of all my keys. After thinking through every potential explanation, I was sure she had an accomplice. Don't be ridiculous. I would never do that.
I'm not doing anything either. You're overthinking this.
But so few people know where I move. It's just my parents, close friends, bosses, and you two. We've just met you in your neighborhood. We don't even know your exact address.
How do you think she has duplicates of your keys? Even if your divorce still isn't fully official, there's no way we could make duplicates of your house keys when we don't live with you.
That's true. You would need to take my key in order to make a copy of it. As a result of our conversation, I decided Jennifer's parents were not her accomplices. But I couldn't figure out who else it could be, and I ended up having to move a fourth time. The fourth place I moved was my parents' house. Even though Jennifer knew their address and phone number, my mom was a housewife, so from a security aspect, it was safer for me to be there than living in an apartment alone. Also, I moved around so much recently that I've used up a lot of money. Saving money was another big reason I moved back in with my parents, but my decision to move in with my parents had an unexpected effect. I found out who Jennifer's accomplice was shortly after moving back home. It was someone I would have never expected, someone I trusted more than anyone else in the world.
Why are you moving here alone? What happened with Jennifer?
I'm sorry I haven't told you I'm no longer living with her, but coming here is something I can't avoid. Sorry, but please let me stay here for a while.
That's fine with me, but I won't accept your divorce.
Don't say that. Kevin's in trouble.
You're saying that too? Don't spoil him. If he gets divorced, the whole neighborhood will laugh at me.
At that moment, it hit me. I had never doubted my parents, but now I realized that the person who was causing all this was the person I felt the most safe with, and that person was my mom. Are you sure you just found out about Jennifer and I living separately?
What's with that question? Do you have something you want to ask me?
I will ask Dad. Has Mom been going out and meeting someone recently? Well, I'm at work during the week, but I've noticed her whispering to someone on the phone recently.
Why are you telling him that?
I knew it. Jennifer told you she and I were living separately, right?
Huh? What are you saying? Don't you dare make such false accusations.
Then show me your cell phone. If I'm correct, Jennifer will be in your phone history. Bring your phone here immediately. I will check.
Wait, I was doing this for Kevin's sake.
What do you mean for Kevin's sake? You're just worried about what other people will think of you. Bring us your phone immediately. If you haven't done anything wrong, that shouldn't be a problem, right? Looking through my mom's phone, I saw a long list of calls and texts she had exchanged with Jennifer. I discovered that my mom had been telling Jennifer my new addresses and getting duplicates of my keys. She would do this all by talking to my landlords, and using the fact she's my mom to get information and spare keys. Do you realize what you've been doing?
I had no choice, did I? I thought the best thing I could do to make you rethink your divorce is to make sure you get along with Jennifer again.
There must be reasons why Kevin chose to divorce her. Why don't you trust Kevin's decision?
What about how I feel?
Stop talking about yourself. Until Kevin sorts out his divorce, go back to your parents' house.
What? Why would I?
With my dad's help, I no longer had to worry about Jennifer's stalker-like behavior, and I was able to quickly get my divorce sorted out. I also managed to claim $38,000 from both Jennifer and her lover. Jennifer continued to visit our home, even after the divorce. But after I went against my promise to my ex-in-laws and called the police, Jennifer never showed up again. I felt bad for doing that to them, but I didn't see any other way to resolve this issue. My dad hasn't forgiven my mom, and they are still living separately now. This is her punishment for backstabbing her own son because of her worries about other people's opinions of her. Well, because of all this, I've become pretty tired of my mom. If my dad says he wants to divorce her, I won't stop him. I found myself a new place, and am living there on my own now. It's a shame how many relationships I've ended through this divorce, but I've learned that my father will be by my side no matter what. From now on, I plan on living my life for the people who really care about me, even if the number of those people has gone down sharply. I hope I can find myself a new wife soon, so that my dad doesn't have to worry about me. though it does feel like a daunting task. Well, I will do my best.
Thank you for watching. Did you enjoy this video? Please tune in again next time. Also, please support us by subscribing.